Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 15, I believe it is. Before we get started, I just wanted to say happy birthday to Joe. It is my Joe's birthday today. He is 22 years old, you guys, and he is finishing up his senior year at Southern University down in Baton Rouge. So he's not here, but, you know, we'll still be celebrating his birthday nevertheless. Jada's was on Friday. Joe's is on Monday. They're 3 days apart, you guys. They are my Aries babies. So, you know, it's always some fire and spice going on in the itsrox household. So, anyway, you guys, just wanted to get that out of the way. The review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so I changed locations. I did my book club meeting right here, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a little something extra in the house today. Drew's trip to New Orleans is this week, okay? And she's excited. Wants all the girls to come, told all the girls to bring the kids. It'll be a good time, you know? So we see clips of the girls, I guess, preparing themselves for the trip. We see Portia with her little girl, PJ. We see Candy talking to Latoya, and Latoya was just like, I got all these friends in high places. I mean, we going on a private jet again? And Candy was just like, oh, what you mean? Because when Kenya took you on the private jet, right? Well, I'm not even going to be able to be on the jet because I'm starting this new movie that I'm in. Child, it's been this movie. Candy won't be able to be there on the first day. Hopefully, Drew will be a better host than what you and Kenya did. Okay. Candy said it better be some damn food when she get there on day 2. But Drew said that she's doing this girls trip because she wants to show them, you know, how a girls trip should be. Okay. All about luxury. All right. And so, yeah, we're going on this private jet. And like I said, she told all of the girls to bring their kids, okay? Kenya says, you know, she made this whole big thing about everybody bringing their kids. You guys know they all had a problem with me bringing the baby. Last time when we went to South Carolina, everybody made a big fuss about how they didn't get to bring their baby with them. She was like, I'm the only one that brought their child on this trip. I was like, I told you guys some girls was just making some fuss. They knew good and damn well they did not want to bring them kids on that trip. I didn't say I was going to bring her on the trip. I said at least offer. Okay, this is a girl's trip. Yeah, we already knew. So anyway, you guys, Latoya has made it a point that she's not going to drink on this trip. And we all know it's because she cut the fool at Fallon's house. Okay, she doesn't really have to say it, but of course the girls are going to ride her about that. She just tells them that she just decided that she's not going to drink. Okay, they're all laughing about Kenya and Marlo now being good friends. And Latoya says, that's fine that Kenya and Marlo are friends. She gonna get Kenya back and she gonna have Portia on the side. Kenya was like, that's right, girl, you better know who the main chick is. And Portia was just like, you will never have me as a side chick. So, yeah, this promises to be an interesting trip. It's too bad that the girls are not going to be able to get their big, glamorous luxury trip that they usually go on. But you guys know COVID. COVID has ruined everything for everybody. But whatever, New Orleans it is. So they get there, and when they get off of their little bus, there are po' boys, there is drinks, there is a band there that's playing, all types of celebration. You know, the girls are impressed, like, oh, wow. Okay, this is very different than what we did when we went to South Carolina. You know, they get off to all of these celebrations and Drew was like, isn't this the way to start a girl's trip? Drew's feeling herself. So Drew's already got with the concierge and she's gotten the rooms and the girls are like, okay, so what are the room assignments? And Drew was like, oh, we're going to make it fun. You guys going to have to, you know, you're going to have to twerk for the keys, for the best keys. But you know what? Before she does that, she gives Cynthia the best room because Cynthia is newly married and Cynthia said she got married and then she went on this trip. So she didn't even get to do her honeymoon yet. So I guess Drew felt bad that she was acting such a fool at Shamia's house, that her voice was gone and that was the reason why she couldn't sing. She gave Cynthia the best suite. It's the presidential suite. It's supposed to be the best suite in all of New Orleans, according to Drew. But the rest of them are going to have to twerk for their, they're going to have to twerk for it. Kenya was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit. I'm not degrading myself for no damn key. I was like, oh, Kenya, come on now. Why the sourpuss? You know, everybody always indulges Kenya in her stupid games when she has things to do. So, like, why you didn't want to do it? She was like, I'm not doing this. Give me my key. And Drew was like, what's the problem? You know, you paid for that booty. You might as well shake it. But Kenya says, no, she's not doing it. Give me my key. So, of course, Drew gives her the worst room. Okay? I mean, you said you needed the key. You didn't want to play the game. All right? By Kenya's rules, this is how it goes. So she gives her the key. Kenya goes off. The rest of the girls, you know, they want to have a good time. So, you know, they're all twerking. His booties everywhere as they twerk for their keys and, you know, whatever. Portia said Drew asked for Kenya, but she should have asked for chocolate.
Because chocolate was ready to bust it.
They're going to show a picture, the clip of Kenya on her back, honey. That Kenya was in full character that night. Anyways, after they all play, you know, the twerk game, they get their keys, they go to their rooms, everybody checks out their rooms, okay, whatever. All right, what's up with Kenya's energy? Drew asked Cynthia. Cynthia's like, yeah, I might have to talk to her later, you know, try to see if they can get her back on track. And she was like, you know, she got the worst room. And they were like, really? And I was like, I don't think so, because we see that Kenya actually got with the concierge, and she was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade this room. Okay, they gave her something different, something nicer. You know, she was just like, Drew knew I had the baby with me and she gonna give me this shit. She claimed that she came to New Orleans with a clean slate, but no, you know, Kenya, she don't possess too many clean slates. And now this is just one more thing to add to Drew's shit list with Kenya. Anyways, what are we doing today? We going bike riding. All the girls are coming down with the exception of Marlo. Okay, Marlo don't even answer the phone. They calling to see where she is, but everybody else is there. Well, you know, Candy's not there yet either, but the rest of them are going bike riding, and they're going to go on like a tour of New Orleans. You know, they go by Mississippi River, they're riding through the streets. It looks like they're actually having a good time. I forgot to tell you guys that when they got on the bus to go to the bike, Cynthia was like, Kenya, how do you like your room? And she was just like, it's fine, I upgraded. And Drew had that real molded look on her face. I said, scratch your neck. She was just like, oh, it would have been good if I knew where everybody was, you know, as the host. And Kenya was like, I'll send you the room. All right, bitch. I know she didn't think that Kenya was going to stay in that room. So that part was actually pretty funny. I was like, Drew, girl, I guess that was on you. But anyway, like I said, they go bike riding. They look like they're having a good time. Drew even mentions that when Kenya is having fun, she is a fun person, you know? And it's always like that. Like when the girls are all on the same page and they having a good time, it is a good time. It's too bad that they can't always be like that, but you know, we can't just have a show of just all fun, no shade. So anyway, their tour guide takes them down into, I guess on Bourbon Street, and they're going to go to a restaurant there. You know, they thank their tour guide and they get off, go into the restaurant, and you know, they're gonna try delicacies that are not exclusive, but you know that New Orleans is known for. So fried alligator and, you know, oysters and blah, 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 blah. You know, I was like, you guys have never had fried alligator? I mean, I think I had fried alligator in LA like that. You know, I mean, you would think down south that they would have had something like that before, but you know, whatever. Portia was like, I'm a baby vegan, and because I'm a baby vegan, I'm going to try the alligator. I was like, yo, greedy ass, know you wanted some of that alligator. She probably had some in the past. So while they're there, they get a FaceTime call from Marlo. All right, and Kenya's like, oh, there's my new bestie. Where's my new bestie at? You know, Portia kind of got a little irritation look on her face from that. But Marlo was just like, I don't know, I got up and my back went crazy. Marlo said she was having back spasms and she just could not make it. Okay, but she's gonna hook up with the girls later. And Kenya says, okay, we're gonna bring you some food back. I know that Kenya is just doing this. I mean, she, you know, she definitely is trying to twist the knife in Portia. She knows that this new friendship bothers Portia. So anyway, while they're sitting there talking, Latoya is, she looks bothered. So Kenya says, well, what's wrong? And Latoya's just like, I'm just irritated, you know, but I don't want to talk about it right now. So we don't really see what got her in the irritated mood, but I'm sure that it had something to do with them asking her about her drinking, you know. So they're kind of just sitting around there eating. It's kind of quiet. She was like, oh my God, is this party like Fallon's? And Drew said, are you trying to say that this is boring? And she was just like, I mean, it is boring. I mean, we're not doing nothing. Of course, here goes Latoya and Drew. I don't know if these two are, I mean, At the time, did they know that they were both housewives? Like, or did they not know at the time? Because it seems like these two are always sparring for some sort of position. Drew asked her, is that the reason why you're not drinking? Because the food that she cut at Fallon's? And Latoya said, I just don't feel like drinking. Okay? They keep on trying to press her about it. She was just like, I don't feel like drinking, bitch. I don't feel like drinking. So she kind of makes a little ditty out of it. And Portia was just like,
Are you calling Drew a bitch?
She's called Drew a bitch plenty of times, so why would this be any different? Well, weren't you guys friends when you took her home? Somebody said you guys went to church together and everything, and Drew says, well, you know, she starts telling how Latoya, when she got in the car with the driver, Drew's driver took to Toya's salvation and had a problem with the fact that, or felt bothered by the fact that Latoya told him that she hadn't been to church in 10 years. And, you know, they were talking about how much she drinks and how much she needs to stop drinking so much. So, you know, he went and got her and he brought her to church the next day. Evidently, Drew didn't even know that the girl was coming to the church. But, you know, when Drew saw her there, she was just like, oh, good to see you, you know, and all this. So Drew was telling all of Toya's business. I mean, it's not really a big secret, but, you know, still, I think that maybe Toya could have felt a little ashamed about the fact that she hadn't been there to church in 10 years or something, or whatever. You know, Drew telling all the business, Latoya had a problem with that. So Latoya was just like, you know what, I'm getting ready to go. And they're like, why are you going? Well, because everybody is riding her about her not drinking. It's just like, you guys know why she's not drinking, but you're going to have to keep on asking her. But then also in the same vein, Latoya, you gonna dish it? Even though you didn't dish it to none of these girls recently, you have in the past, but you know, right now they're probably most bothered by what you did at Fallon's house. But if you're gonna dish it out, you're gonna have to learn how to take it. All right, now, just because you sober now, and you know, now you got your faculties with yourself, now you don't want to play. And, you know, they're not going to let that shit slide. So anyway, she gets up and she walks out and Kenya follows her out. And she says, be careful what you tell these ladies because they definitely will use it against you. Okay? And everybody does that, including Kenya. So everybody needs to listen to their own advice. Way back at the hotel, Kenya goes to visit Cynthia and she tells Cynthia that she feels like Drew was a bully, that Drew bullied Latoya. And Cynthia was like, well, I mean, I don't know about bullying. I mean, Latoya is not at her best when she is drunk, okay? But Kenya still feels like that was not Drew's business to tell. And, you know, Cynthia was like, I don't even understand why Drew is so bothered by the fact that Latoya's not drinking. Like, who cares? And they wouldn't let it go. But like I said, they're going to keep on pressing Latoya because they have sensed that bothered her. So that's why they keep pushing at it. At the same time, we see that Drew goes to talk to Portia, or Portia comes to talk to Drew. One of them, one of them are in the room and they drinking Patron in there. Drew just wants to reiterate, you know, the whole church thing, how she ended up being at the same church with Latoya, you know, it was really her driver, not her, and all of that. Shamia comes... Blue. Drew. Be quiet. Shamia also comes. Shamia also comes Blue! One second, you guys. Shamia also comes to the room and, you know, Drew was like, whatever. She just wants to have a good time. And Portia was just like,
you say you want to have a good time, but you want to address everything. Like, which is it?
Okay? Because if you want to have a good time, you can't be keeping on bringing shit to the table. Drew ain't been around long enough to know this. Or maybe she does know and she's just playing it. Like the Marlo thing. She keeps on bringing up the Marlo thing with Portia and Kenya. And, you know, Drew says, I just feel like you need to sit down and talk to Marlo.
I don't care. A while ago, I thought that me and Marlo was building a relationship. But for some reason, Marlo is trying to bond with Kenya. And she's just a fake-ass bitch.
I didn't know she was calling Marlo a fake-ass bitch or Kenya or what. But Portia is really not pleased with Marlo and Kenya's new friendship. Now, the next day, day 2, we see Drew. She's getting her makeup done. She's all pumped up. Her manager has an interview set up with iHeartRadio for her that day. And then she has an interview with this movie, some producers from a movie that she's, they're thinking about considering her for. So she's all excited. She's invited Cynthia to come with her because she really does value Cynthia. Cynthia's always been supportive and all that. The rest of the girls, she set up a Zydeco class for them. You guys, I thought Zydeco was I didn't know that Zydeco was the dance. I thought Zydeco was the music. But I guess Zydeco, because I've always thought of Zydeco music. But I guess Zydeco is actually a form of dance in Louisiana that's very popular. So she has set up a Zydeco class for the girls. They're going to go to that. And I guess she's going to hook up with them later. Before they go to class, we see Kenya in the room cleaning up after Brooklyn. Brooklyn done got the crayon and honey, she done drew all over the sheets and the bed and on the furniture. Did I tell you guys that when Jada was like 4 years old, when we first moved here to Atlanta, she was like, Mommy, come here, come look what I did. And I was like, what'd you do, Jada? And went in the room and she had then colored her entire, this was back when we had booty in the back TVs with the, the regular tube TVs. And she was like, look. And she had then colored the whole screen with a brown crayon. And I'm telling you, she must have really had some time to sit there and color, because this was a 32-inch TV. And she colored the whole thing. It was brown. She's like, look, Mommy, I do it. I do it. I said, yes, you do it. But that was not what you were supposed to do. That's what happens when you take these babies on these trips. Honey, that Brooklyn had her ass a good ass time. I don't know where Kenya was, though. I mean, maybe she was asleep or not paying attention. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go to this Zydeco class. So, we see Drew at her interview with the producers, and they're telling her that they think that she'll be perfect for the role. And we see her and Cynthia at the iHeartRadio interview. And, she's all very pumped up and she's excited. She's just glad to be somewhere, y'all. So good for Drew. But the girls, they get on the bus and they go into Zydeco. Candy finally shows up. I'm so glad that I missed the messy dinner. They can miss me with that. Candy ain't trying to be with the bullshit. The gang is all here, even Marlo. Marlo is feeling better today, so they're gonna go. Now, it's sort of raining, and that kind of puts a little a drain on things, but they still gonna do the Zydeco class and, make it happen. So when they get on the bus, Marlo is saying, I really love the concierge. She helped me a lot. And Kenya says, Robert, yes, he helped me too. Robert is my guy, so they're all going back and forth about the concierge and how great he's been. The new girlfriends. They just are laughing and the giggling and, everybody is listening to them talk. Anyways, they get to class and, they've got the Zydeco teacher there and she's just telling them, exactly what Zydeco is and how to do it. And, the girls are, you got all this junk in the trunk. All you got to do is move it around and make it, make it clap. Of course, Candy is over there looking real upset because Candy with her flicking ass dance, and that child cannot dance. We done see plenty of clips of her trying to do something and it don't never work. So Candy just sitting over there like everybody else is totally enjoying themselves, including Kenya. I said, look at Kenya doing a little twerk action too. So they all doing their little thing and Candy over there like, nope, not even trying it. Candy knows what she is and is not good at.
How can you not shake your butt? It's so big. Just wiggle it.
Just let that shit just do like this. Every time I try to do a little twerk for Mister, I'll be like, is this it? I'll be back there doing something. He'd be like, no, that ain't what they be doing. He said, your butt too tight. You need to let it loosen up and do like this. But whatever, you guys. So they have a cute little Zydeco class, and now they're about to get back on the bus and I guess go back to the hotel. But Portia pulls Marlo to the side because she feels like, it's an elephant in the room. We just need to get this we need to have this conversation.
I feel like your movement has changed when it comes to me.
Yes, and I think it's all because of Kenya. Marlo feels like Portia changed since her and Kenya became friends. Portia feels like Marlo changed since her and Kenya became friends. I think that maybe both of them are not really sure how to deal with each other now. I don't know if I can say that it's either one of them. I think it might be both.
Please believe me. I don't give a fuck about you and Kenya being friends.
But Portia still has a problem with the fact that Kenya and Marlo all of a sudden seems to be these besties. Marlo says, well, let me just ask you a question, Portia. What happened in South Carolina, what she said happened, is it false? And she was just like, yes. And then the producer asked Portia, because she believed that Marlo asked her that question. And she was like, no.
None of my friends have ever asked me if it was true or false.
So, of course, that offends Portia. Portia just says,
if I with somebody that you had a problem with, you better believe that I would not be sitting with them, being their friends and breaking bread.
Portia's whole thing is, now you know the history between me and Kenya. The way that you do friendship and the way that I do friendship is totally different. I'm not trying to be friends with somebody like that when I know that they a snake. But Marlo was just like, Portia, you are making excuses. Why has our friendship changed since South Carolina? Why, Portia? Why? Portia thinks that Kenya is trying to manipulate Marlo. Marlo feels like she is not manipulatable, okay? That she's a grown-ass woman and that she's gonna make the decisions on her own, what she wants to do, all of that. While they're in there talking, Kenya is on the bus with Shamia and Candy and, not Shamia and Candy and who else? I guess that's it. Shamia, Candy, and Kenya. They on the bus. Shamia is still kind of trying to defend Portia. And she was just like, what do they do? Kenya was like, what are they doing in there? They, and Shamia was just like, Portia feels like Marlo has changed since Marlo and Kenya became friends. And Kenya was just like, I don't have time for this high school bullshit. Like, what, we can't be friends with certain people and all that. So Shamia is still trying to explain it to Kenya. And Kenya was just like, you know what? I'm tired of you always trying to take up for Portia. Okay, the favor is not ever returned. All right. And then she calls Shamia Portia's lapdog to her face. I was cracking up. I said, Shamia, you just gonna let her say that? Anyway, inside, Portia and Marlo are having this aggressive, I guess it's sort of like a halfway apology, halfway we still mad at each other, because they actually hug and make up, but it still ain't right. Okay, so when they get on the bus, now everybody is on the bus, we can go on back. And, Candy was just like, so did you guys have a good talk? And Portia was just like,
we just had some things that we just needed to discuss.
Okay, Marlo was just like, yeah, the energy just still wasn't right. Okay, but maybe if I get a couple of drinks in me, I'll let you know about our talk. All right, but yeah, she's still bothered. Portia's still bothered. This friendship between Portia and Marlo and Kenya, this triangle thing, Marlo has landed herself square in the middle of it. It's going to be hard for her to get, to figure this one out. Two very strong personalities on two very polar opposite ends of the friendship spectrum. So we'll see what happens there. All right, you guys, it looks like I'm naked, huh? But I'm not. I got on clothes. But all you see is a whole bunch of skin. Anyway, you got, also, there was another birthday. I've been thinking about Joe's birthday, so I forgot. One of the Roxstars' birthday is today. I think it's today. Or it's in these last few days or today or tomorrow, Anyway, it's around this time. It's Arnav. I think that's his name on Instagram. Happy birthday to Arnav. It's Arnav. I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. And that's it. Let me get off of here. I got to get back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.